is America's weirdest subway line. It requires 2 different power sources to operate, has an insane underground loop track, and has some incredibly strange history. Let's take a journey into the strange and interesting MBTA Blue Line, a train which on the outside seems perfectly normal, but in reality is among the most peculiar lines I've ever ridden. Let's go downstairs! This is the insane underground loop track. Originally built as a streetcar station in 1916, this is Bowdoin Station, now the terminus of the Blue Line. Because it was originally a streetcar station, it has a super tight and super cool loop that the Blue Line trains have to navigate to turn around. So let's watch the train do it and then get on the train, heading for East Boston and Revere. So another consequence is that you have to push a button to open the door. It's like Europe. So, this is what the cab looks like. We're gonna run up at the next stop, Government Center, to get the foamer window, TM. So we ran up to the front, but the foamer window's blocked. So we'll try to get the foamer window the ride back.
It happens like one in every 5 times. Sometimes it's a stretcher, sometimes it's an ad.
Yeah. So now we're running through the section in downtown where there are some stops in really close to with Bowdoin, Govey, State, and then Aquarium. And then we go on to the harbor. So I'll see you going through the harbor on our way to Maverick. As we pass under the East Boston Tunnel from Aquarium to Maverick stations, let's learn a bit more about this line. The Blue Line traces its origins back to 1904 when the East Boston Tunnel was built from Maverick Square, a streetcar hub in East Boston, under the Boston Harbor and into downtown Boston. In 1916, the line was extended to Bowdoin, the current terminus which you just saw, and in 1924, Metro rolling stock started being used. The line remained as a short 5-stop shuttle from downtown to East Boston for 3 decades, but in the early 1950s, the line was extended along the newly abandoned right-of-way of the Boston, Revere Beach, and Lynn Railroad, a newly abandoned railroad that was going to be extended to Lynn but never reached it. In 1965, the line was renamed to the Blue Line, and after renovations in the early 2000s, it became the wonderfully weird subway line we know and love today. Alrighty, so we are at Aquarium Station. We're heading under the harbor now. This was part of, so the line was originally a streetcar route, and this was an extension from Maverick Square in East Boston, where streetcars would end down into downtown. Now it's used for this, and that's part of the reason why trains have dual power sources. But for more info about that, I'll see you at Airport Station. I know I said airport, but our train car is packed, and there's just a mass exodus here at Maverick, which is the cool thing. You can't see it because we're in the front car, but
it's a very
wide platform because it was it was a streetcar loop which then got extended into the tunnel. So now, for real, see you at Airport Station to explain why this line is so peculiar in its dual power source. So these are the wires. We're still running on third power. These are the wires. This is where the start. We're between Maverick and Airport stations. So, of course, part of the reason it uses wires is because this was formerly a streetcar line. But what's the other reason?
The third rail would rust away with the salty breeze of the sea, and the overhead wires don't do that. So the overhead wires are good.
Yeah.
There's a sign here that
says
also
helps
raised
with snow.
pantographs. We're not going to see.
Yes, we are. I'm gonna pop out for half a second. So raise pantos, and up they go. Fun. So now we're gonna head out to Beachmont. This is the seaside we're talking about. The train runs basically right up along the shore.
And this is why there are the
overhead wires. So that's why it's so weird. We're at Beachmont. Time for foamer shots, then a station tour. While you watch these foamer shots, here's a bit about Beachmont's history. Beachmont Station opened with the rest of the Boston, Revere Beach, and Lynn Railroad in 1875, called Orient. 5 years later, the station was renamed to Beachmont and continued as a fairly minor station on the Boston, Revere Beach, and Lynn for the next few decades.
In 1928, the line was metroified with prepay fares and electrification being introduced. However, soon after, in 1940, the Boston, Revere Beach, and Lynn Railroad shut down. Only 7 years later, the MTA, no, not the New York one, bought the line and turned it into a metro line, which became the modern Blue Line. And in 1954, Beachmont reopened as the Blue Line station we know and love today. So now, a station tour.
Alrighty, I'm going to do a station tour and I'm going to maybe make it one shot. So first, station art, cool mural, steam train.
The Beachmont text over there is like printed in.
Oh, fun. Moral trains, old. Those are hawkers, which were the trains before these. MBTA map, no GLX! Okay, elevator review.
These ones don't smell.
It doesn't smell nice. The ceiling selfie, yay! This is the iconic Beachmont thing, and the reason I'm going, or we went to Beachmont. Cool, right?
That hurts my neck.
Yeah.
This is a nice elevator. Doesn't
Cool.
have smell of urine, and now we get out, and we can explore the bottom.
So this is the mezzanine.
I think the
Neighborhood station map. It has a bus connection to the 119. Here's a bus map. We're gonna head back upstairs to the inbound platform. You'll also notice free transfer. We didn't have to pay again.
Had we gone to Wonderland, we would have needed to pay again.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. This is a 2.5 minute shot. So I'm
Also,
probably gonna cut this.
Orient Heights is really funny with this. There's like 2 bridges and they're cut off. Well, there's like a bridge and then it's cut off with the gate of the fare-paying
That's
customers and the non-fare-paying customers.
Alright, so now we are back in the inbound platform. Ads, track, no third rail shoe, cool pantograph. So this is Beachmont Station in my humble...
Okay, so I was just about to say that Beachmont is the coolest station on the line, but I've only been to Beachmont and Bowdoin, so let's cut to Math by Train, who has actually been to more stations, and ask him what he thinks.
As someone who's actually been to more stations, what are your thoughts?
The station is nice. It has good art.
Is it the coolest?
I think I'm gonna give the coolest to Bowdoin because you push the buttons.
Yeah, Bowdoin's
You
cool.
push the buttons and the buttons are like Europe and it's kind of fun.
Yeah. Alrighty. Now we have to wait every 9 to 13 minutes.
So all the 9 to 13 minute sections in the world, we must wait.
Yes,
Wait, I'm
we
looking
do.
at proximity. Let's see.
Alrighty, bye. So here's the Pantograph Switch, and they're down. And now we're heading back across first to Maverick, and then across the harbor, back into downtown Boston. Alrighty, we just got off the Blue Line at Aquarium. We're gonna walk into South Station, hopefully to get a Silver Line Neoplan. But thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and
Please consider subscribing.
bye bye. See you next week.